material is Paleomontes plugio's death due to agricultural runoff. Some background, the Paleomontes plugios are also known as grass shrimp, and they're found in estuaries like the salt marsh that we have on the north side. This makes them have a very high tolerance to many different aspects of the water and things that can be measured and affected, like the pH level, salinity, the nitrate and nitrite levels. They're important because they're a primary food source for many animals out there, not just in the bay, but also in other tanks and stuff like at home. You can buy them from fish stores and feed your fish that way. They're considered to be a key link in the estuarine detritus food chain because they eat the detritus and then the bigger fish come along and eat them, and then so on, and we eat the bigger fish. My question was, how does the agricultural runoff into the ocean affect the Paleomontes plugio's death? Paleomontes plugio. My hypothesis was if the nitrate and nitrite levels get high enough due to the agricultural runoff accumulation, then the Paleomontes plugios will all die. The materials I used was a 10-gallon tank, man-made salt water, and I made that with tap water and instant ocean, and a lot of help from Danny. And then I had 100 grass shrimp, and I used a fertilizer, and I would take that and smash it up with a spoon so that it would dissolve quicker, and a scale to measure all that out, and the water testing kit, and I only used 2 of the tests, which was the nitrate and nitrite, and tap water. So when I first started, we went out for a field activity and that's when I started collecting them. They're really easy to collect. You just have to walk along like this by the grass and get them in your net. And so I did that, and these are what they look like. This was when I was counting them for the first time, and yeah. My methods each day, I would go in and take the nitrate, nitrite, and salinity levels before adding anything, and then I would measure out 1.285 grams of mashed up fertilizer. I would measure out the 5 milliliters of water and stir the fertilizer and water together for a minute, and then let that sit for 40 minutes, and then add that to my tank. And then I would let that circle through for a day and go back and start over. This was my fertilizer once it was all smashed. In the beginning, it took me a really long time to figure out how to smash it effectively, and I had help from Nikki doing that, but then I got really good at it and smashed it in 2 minutes maybe. And this is one of my tests, and yeah, they were pretty easy to do. They took a while though. My graph. This is the nitrate and nitrite levels that I took every day before adding the next dose. This one was my control, and the nitrate level was 0 before I added anything, and the nitrite level was, I think, a 0.5 parts per million. And then, as you can see, the nitrite level increased by a ton, and then slowly decreased and went back up. And the nitrate level rose to 5 parts per million and stayed there the whole time. And my salinity level varied from 16 to 13 parts per 1,000. And so I started off with 100 grass shrimp, and by the time I took the measurement for the 5th dosage, I had 88 grass shrimp left. And throughout the whole time, I didn't think they were dying because I had only found 1 dead body in the tank over the whole span. And what I realized was that the grass shrimp had been eating the dead ones and also eating their molts. So my hypothesis was not fully supported by my data, but if this experiment was to go on for longer, then it possibly could have. So, yeah. I would like to thank Greg for talking me out of doing this with plankton and periwinkle snails, Marty for teaching me how to use the tests, Danny for helping me make the salt water, Nikki for helping me smash up the fertilizer, Lucas for taking pictures, and Al for helping me do like everything else, and everyone for helping me get here, and everyone who helped me catch the grass shrimp. And yeah. Any questions? Nope. Greg?
Did you notice any like difference in the behavior of the grass shrimp as these levels started going up? Did they hang out at the bottom or hang out at the top, or were they not swimming as much, or did you see any physical changes in the animals besides just depth?
Greg asked like if I saw any physical or um, like emotional kind of changes with them. Whenever I would put the fertilizer in, I noticed that they would all like go and try and eat it, and then they'd get like really hyper and run around the tank, and then like settle back down and just kind of chill.
But like during your observations, when you were watching them afterwards, after the initial, oh, I think it's food. Could you see anything physically within some of them that showed any stress or anything?
No.
Okay,
Um,
that's fine.
and also my filter, I didn't clean it at all. So whenever I finally went to clean it, and after I got my shrimp out, it was really nasty and covered with fertilizer stuff.
And a lot of bacteria
Yeah.
that was eating on fertilizer.
Any other questions, Jennifer? No, but I didn't find any outside the tank, and I was like checking on it more than twice a day. Any other questions? Okay.